These days, social media is littered with these types of posts. Promises of a lifestyle and riches beyond your wildest dreams. Despite seeming like an honest motivational post, this content is designed to get desperate individuals to eventually buy whatever product these accounts are shilling. These products promise the secret to the wealth you've always desired. It's become such a lucrative business, influencers have jumped on the bandwagon. This alleged scam has been going on for a long time though. Sooner or later, people wise up, but the scammers wise up as well. It's an ongoing game of cat and mouse, and as long as there are individuals desperate to make money, there are individuals that'll use that desperation to their advantage. This video is sponsored by Audible. Start listening with a 30-day trial, choose 1 audiobook and 2 Audible originals for free. Visit audible.com/psychirl or text psychirl to 500-500.
What do you mean? Listen, I've been thinking, I'm gonna change my YouTube channel because I've been doing this for so long. I'm tired of the internet culture, psychology stuff. Check this, business, entrepreneurship. If Jake Paul can make money, that means I can do it too. I'm gonna teach you how to get that.
I don't have that.
I can still teach you how to get it. SEO, drop shipping.
Jake Paul has launched an online program that promises to teach his followers how to achieve financial freedom.
Learn from me and a dozen other experts and millionaires on how to break free from the normal 9-to-5 and live life on your terms by achieving financial freedom.
If you're confused about what that means exactly, you're not alone. The website is filled with gripes about how flawed the education system is, how the new generation needs something better, and how these multimillionaires will teach you how they achieved financial freedom. I still don't understand what that means. Am I going to be learning about stocks, Jake Paul? Drop shipping? Social media? Just tell me what I'm signing up for. Well, from the gist of things, it looks like it's something that tells you how to make money. It's apparently not a get-rich-quick scheme, though. If all of this sounds like something you've encountered before, you're not wrong. The same product has been sold over and over again through different mediums and to different generations. That product is the knowledge of how to make money. Despite being called a scam over and over again, these things still work. Here's my theory into why. First of all, to truly understand my reasoning for this theory, you'll need to understand how a YouTuber launches a successful sales campaign. When it comes to advertising and marketing in general, consumers are led through stages described by something called a purchase funnel. Now, it's been modified and evolved through the years and by different mediums, so it goes by many names. Click funnel, content funnel, and it's often associated with a funnel because the purchasing steps simulate a funnel. Sort of. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to go with the AIDA model, which stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. YouTubers are in a unique spot in the AIDA model. They've all created some videos that attained awareness, leading some people to stay for whatever value they have to offer. They're in this position because YouTubers don't often come with the intention of selling something when they start making videos. Value can come in the form of personality, opinions, knowledge, or entertainment. So a YouTuber's dedicated viewer is in the interest phase. They've remained dedicated because there is something about the videos that interests them. As you know, AdSense is not a reliable source of income, so the YouTuber must diversify their revenue streams in order to sustain their business. One form of diversification is to sell something. The most successful sales come from individuals that know their audience well. For example, Peter McKinnon makes videos about photography and cinematography. He does gear reviews, tutorials, and he does cinematic vlogs. McKinnon has attracted an audience that is interested in the same thing. Because his viewers are likely looking for ways to improve their photography and cinematography, McKinnon can introduce products that help them do so. This moves us into the next phase of the AIDA model, desire. He's introduced products like ND filters, LUTs, and Lightroom presets. All of this, the introduction, along with the consumer researching each product description, are part of the desire phase. When the consumer is satisfied with the research they have done, they move into the last step, which is action, or purchasing the product. I think McKinnon has done an amazing job at this because he knows and actually cares about his audience audience and their needs. Looking at just one of his latest products, his camera bag partnership with Nomadic, he addressed almost every problem I've personally had that's unique with travel and making content online. I've gone through quite a few backpacks where they're either too camera-centric and they don't have room for clothes and other travel essentials, or they're not camera-centric enough. They have a good amount of room for everything, but they don't take into account your gear and how heavy it might be. So I was really delighted that McKinnon addressed all the problems of a creator who travels and does videos. It shows how well he knows who's watching these videos. Now that we understand a YouTuber's motivation for sales and where a YouTuber's viewer lies within the AIDA model, we must ask ourselves who Jake Paul is trying to target. This demographic of 18 to 25-year-olds are desperate. They just finished high school or college, and all of a sudden it feels like they've been thrown into the world without direction. School used to hold their hand, and now it's not. How are you supposed to figure out being an adult when you've come from a place of rigid structure, and then all of a sudden that structure disappears? They feel lost, and this feeling intensifies when they see their peers on social media doing better than them. Travel, great jobs, relationships, money. Then along comes this course that answers their prayers. It promises you how to get all of that for yourself.
When I graduated high school, I got a letter from a knife company that was looking for new sales employees. Although I found it pretty weird as I didn't apply for anything, I gave it a go because I thought they were just giving high school kids a chance to get a job and get work experience. I scheduled for an interview, put on my best business casual outfit, and headed to their office. Their interviews was being held by two guys in suits. They looked like they were in their late 20s. Maybe mid-20s. My personal interview lasted about 10 minutes. Then we moved to a group interview. Now that I think about it, it was more of a presentation of how great their knives were than an interview. I looked around, and everyone applying was definitely around my age. Coincidence? I think not. The way they really sold everyone to work for their company is very similar to how Jake Paul and these entrepreneurial gurus get you to buy their programs. They sold people the dream. They told us there wasn't a cap on our income. We could make as much money as we sold knives. All we had to do was hustle. To our right, we'd see employees with luxury cars because they sold the most knives. To our left, we'd see photos of employees playing beach volleyball because it was more than just a company, it was a culture. At the end of everything, they told me I got the job. But luckily, before I could sign my name on the dotted line, my dad told me about their tactics and warned me against them. Turns out this knife company was a pyramid scheme, or in legal terms, I guess, multi-level marketing. They'd hire almost every prospect and told them they had to sell to a family member just so they could practice sales. This step was essential, apparently, so the company would win every time. Every hire would be a guaranteed sale. After that, they didn't care whether or not you sold anything anymore. You're paid based on how much you sell. Now, if you look up this particular company on Google, you'll often see the words scam or lawsuit next to their name. It's no mistake. These companies go after that demographic. Yeah? Of course the ROI and the SEO is good. OMG. Okay, bye. TTYL. Sorry, business call. You know how it is as an entrepreneurial YouTuber. These things just happen. Alright, so although Jake Paul isn't running a pyramid scheme, he is targeting that same demographic of 18 to 25-year-olds that are desperate for this dream. The problem is, the solution that he offers, his courses, those courses suck. Now, I was ready to hand over my money to Jake Paul to review this program, but I saw a YouTuber by the name of Graham Stephan already doing a comprehensive review on this. And instead of me pretty much reiterating what he says, I'm gonna sum it up. You can watch his video at the end of this if you want. But the summary of this whole thing is that it's a massive cash grab. So supposedly, these millionaires in relation or in unison with Jake Paul are gonna come up with original content and teach you how to become financially free. The thing is,
This content, their content that are on this site is not original.
With Dan Fleischman, he literally says it in the beginning of the video. Thank you for registering at learnpersonalbranding.com, with learnpersonalbranding.com at the top of the whiteboard. Like, there was literally no effort at all to try to hide the fact that this was recorded previously on his own, and then just slapped together on Jake Paul's website for more exposure.
Massive cash grab. Hardly any work put into this thing, unfortunately. See, that's the thing. When something seems directionless, I advise you to be wary of it, and I can see someone who's 18 to 25 that's desperate for money falling for this, unfortunately. And what I mean by if a thing or program is directionless, it's like something like how to make money, how to be rich, because it's kind of obvious how to make money. You get a job, you sell a product, you provide a service, or you provide entertainment. I mean, there are other things like stocks, flipping houses, and things like that, but that's my point, is you have to learn those things, get specific, and actively learn those things, and that's how you make money. So what you do is figure out what you like. And once you figure out what you like by trying different things, you build upon those skills and get better and better. For example, if you want to become a filmmaker, you learn how to edit, cinematography, how to tell a story. The more you improve on those things, the better you become, the more you're paid with time and experience. And that's the thing that's really obvious to me, is that if you want to improve on these skills, of course, you have to take in as much information as you can from many different mediums to be the best. And that can be through school, it can be through online courses or books. That's the problem I have with gurus. It always feels like their course is the solution to all your problems, when it's not. They try to appeal to the emotion of someone who has been screwed over because of the high debt of university, or someone who can't get a job because of university. And I agree that the education system is flawed, but I don't think these gurus are the solution either. My point is, on your path of doing what you like, take as much information as you can from all mediums and place them in your skills to be better. There isn't one path. Another great way to learn new skills is through Audible. So I'm currently reading The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. If you watched last week's video, I talk about how I am currently going through creative blocks. It's kind of a complicated issue for me, and I'm trying my best to get over it. It's basically me feeling like sometimes my content isn't good enough to put out, and like I go for weeks without uploading. And he has a lot of outrageous ideas, some that I don't agree with, but it's really interesting to see his theories on this and how to knock down that creative barrier that a lot of us have. You can listen to this book with a 30-day Audible trial. Choose one audiobook, 2 Audible originals, absolutely free. Visit audible.com/psychirl or text psychirl to 500-500. Believe it or not, I'm not a Jake Paul hater who wants to see him fail at whatever he does. I just think what he's selling doesn't match with his target demographic, and the fact that some of these videos may be repurposed is pretty scummy. Although I doubt he's the mastermind of this whole thing, it's very likely that this won't do well either way.